clock choke on Tuesday. We're gonna look at clock choke again. The basics, kind of the old school traditional way. Maybe Sam shot for a takedown and I sprawled out and ended up in front of him. I want to get to the side and I'm not just draped over him, right? I'm dynamic, so I'm up on a knee, I'm putting active pressure on him. I'm not hugging around his body, I'm cognizant of where my limbs are gonna end up. The action's purposeful here. So I've got weight on him, but I'm ready to move in case he starts to move too. So I'm not just, again, giving him all of my center of gravity so that I have no control over anything. I'm putting a balance between putting weight on him and being able to move. So 1 foot up, on one knee and 1 foot. To get this choke, this arm is gonna drive in under his arm and open up his collar. Now I have to be aware that Sam could trap this arm when I do that and roll me. So we went over that on Tuesday. Go ahead and roll me. Right? And that's not something that's gonna be in my best interest. So it's not that I can't put my arm there, but I just have to be aware that if he does move that arm back, I have to bail. I have to do something to address that. But for right now, just doing the clock choke, I want you to open this here. Let's turn this way. This arm is gonna come in front of his shoulder here to grab the lapel. I'm not reaching under his arm, I'm reaching in front of his shoulder to get this lapel. I want his collarbone and my thumb like basically on the same line. I don't need to be way up here, I don't want to be way down here, but here. Then, this is one option, I think it's a good one to think about for now. I want to grab this wrist or hand. One way to think about this, if I get to his hand and I really pull in here, it makes it more difficult, flares his elbow, so it makes it more difficult for him to trap my arm, right? So if I really pull back here, whereas if I pull up here, it's a little bit easier for him to pull in. Now my arm's wrapped up. So grabbing the hand here and winging this out is good. Once I have this, I need to put my weight on the back of his head. And now I'm going to pull up with this arm and I'm going to drive my weight down on the back of his neck and skull as I move and get the tap. Just come down for 1 second like you were. So I'm not going to put the choke on, but the motion, why it's called the clock choke, is I'm walking my feet around like the hands of the clock. So one more time, we end up here, he's in turtle, I switch to my side, this hand reaches under his arm, opens his collar. I grab the side of his hand if I can get to it, his wrist if not, keeping an awareness that if he's trying to trap this arm, I might need to bail on it. I'm going to pull this tight in this motion. I'm going to drop my weight onto the back of his head and I'm going to start to walk my legs around. Be careful with your partner, right? So watch, feel for the tap and be ready to tap. Cool? Anybody need to see it again? No? Hands up. 1, 2. A number of challenges. Some people are just hard to choke out, and this choke also has a feel to it. So you just got to do it. You got to engage with it, get a lot of reps in, and get that feel of it. But the basic mechanics, the things that are changeable and things that are not changeable. Clock choke really just refers to I have this setup, right? Really can be done from other positions too, but traditionally it's from the turtle, and I have this arm across grabbing his lapel. Now, the changeable part is this, and there's a lot of different options here. We went over this one. You can also take this hand and wedge it back like between his legs against his thigh here to give you some leverage as you sit forward and through. Some people will grab the outside, like the pant leg over here. Same thought, driving the chest over his head and walking through and pulling here. Other options, if you come up for a second, this arm can come out and grab the opposite side lapel. Now this one on the bottom is going to pull down to cinch this collar, and this is going to come across. Again, as we're down, pull down, cinch across, and start my clock choke. Or, as a fancier move, we're here, I can put this hand to his belt, pop up, put this foot across, and then I'm going to lean forward, grab his arm, figure 4 my legs, there's my choke, right? clock choke? Okay. So there's all these cool different variations of it, right? So but the basic point being that clock choke setup facilitates all those things, and then your job is to play around with the alternate hand placement of the other arm. So you can, if this is within your first month or two of training, stick to that first one, get a couple more reps. If you've been doing this for longer and you want to kind of experiment with some of those, I can help you walk you through the tornado choke if you want to do the cool ninja stuff. But but let's give it another couple tries. All right, hands up. 1, 2. And you shoot this leg. That was like murder, but yeah. Seriously, it's just some heads flying like a party box.
A little more, so the left, yep. And then bottom leg.
Same here. I might kick, come out for just 1 second. Sorry, Sam, I meant to show you too. Sorry. Okay, I'm here. Now, there's a difference between, see how close I am to him and all my weight's here? He could basically just kind of roll me over here and I don't have, I don't have much control. But if I shift back and drive my, different to you, yeah. So like here, he's got a lot of control because of my hips. He has control of my hips and my center of gravity. I'm denying that to him here, but I'm still driving weight, right? And now I'm pulling up here, and now I can use my legs to really start to, I didn't have to collect from that choke. I cannot lock up my ankle. I can put my feet anywhere else, and I can get grips, and I can go for sweeps, but I cannot lock up my guard, right? My partner can stand, or he can be down on his knees. My job is to have grips here, and keep moving with him, and keep my feet as grips on him. Got it? All right, let's go.